Personalization, this is a tough one. I think it's one of those that we desperately want to see in our system, and yet we struggle. We struggle with it for all kinds of reasons. What it really means is being attuned to individual qualities, needs, strengths, and goals. We need to remove the standardized experience. We need to commit to valuing the individual over the system. It's a huge, huge, huge change. We want to live in a society where we can truly be ourselves, where we can learn, develop, and pursue opportunities on our own terms, according to our own nature, instead of needing to conform ourselves to an artificial norm. What a great goal. So I look forward to hearing the conversations today as you help us wrestle with personalizing your educational experience.
I personally feel that these forums are so important because it gives us an opportunity to not only talk about how we feel about our education system, but hear other people talk about their experiences. And not every student's different, you know. I personally have had quite a conventional experience in high school, but I've got lots of friends and schoolmates who, you know, have failed and are in outreach programs or who are, you know, really struggling. And so it's awesome to come together and be able to kind of brainstorm ideas on how we can fix what is lacking right now.
It's really important for students to get out here and know that their voice is going to be heard at these conferences. The superintendents and other Ministry of Education workers are here to listen to them, and they are realizing that, wow, our voice is being heard.
To create a good education system, half of the effort should be from the students and half should be from the school board. We can't expect the school board to do everything for us. They don't know what's going on in their heads. They don't know if we need more lunchtime or we need a flex block. We should always be the one to stand up and say, this is what we need.
Teachers have always pushed me to learn what I'm bad at. Why learn what you're bad at when you can push forward in what you're good at?
Our education does not fit our generation. We have school systems that are from the past, and now we have a new generation of technology and millennials that are coming into the school system, and they're like, what's going on?
My opinion is that if you have personalized learning, passion is there. Yeah, there's a connection. They're also bringing in tutorials at our school, and they're doing it in the high school more of a flex time too, so that they get that more one-on-one approach with the teacher.
Because I'm absolutely convinced that your success is not dependent on the job market or the state of the economy. Did you hear me? I said your success is not dependent on the cultural trends or the recent surveys or societal norms, but on a clearly articulated vision of your life. You ought to have a vision on the horizon that take you into your future. Don't get stuck in your history. Celebrate your story and know there's a destiny, because my situation is not my final destination.
To me, it's about student engagement, and if students can be engaged in their learning, engage with their teachers, find ways to work to make learning meaningful to them as a learner, I think that's what personalization is. It's about student engagement.
And making sure that learning is relevant to all students so that they will follow their passion and have a purpose in life. And one of the students said, school districts can't do it all, school boards can't do it all. Students have to stand up and say what they need. And I think that that is so important.
It's about the relationship, knowing our kids and knowing what connects to our kids and knowing their backgrounds and knowing their passions, I think makes it a more enriching experience for both the people doing the educating and the people receiving the education. And I think that's why you personalize.
The discussion around mountains and valleys, the idea that in education and in life we have struggles and we have challenges, and those are part of our learning experience. That in our past we have struggles, but we can't just stay in that place. We have to use those things to push us forward, to gain something from the journey, and that's part of school as well. It shouldn't just be all easy all the time. We need to look at our challenges and our struggles, and sometimes our passions are going to be hard, and sometimes we're going to be frustrated, but we won't get to that point where they can be successful and passionate and excited about their learning unless we go through that journey together.
Not teachers deciding what they want to do, but students deciding themselves what they want to do, because most of our activities at school are based on what teachers want to do, not what we want to do.
Something so that students are more involved in a community and we can make a difference. For example, district-wide, we had youth homelessness in Langley, and that was like a really big cause. And a lot of students came out and helped, and I feel like that was something that really brought out our student voice.
I think that they need to do a better job of helping kids plan what they're going to do with the rest of their life, rather than just get them through high school.
It's a community in my school. It's very personal. And my teachers, my math teacher, my science teacher, my counselors, my leadership advisors, all of them aren't just my teachers, they're my friends.
Our school's facility, the building, is 55 years old. Times have changed, and I think it's time for a new facility so we can accommodate for the new ways that we are learning today as students and young people.
Consider this your personal invitation to make the necessary changes to your educational experience, to make the necessary changes to inspire the passion of other learners in your school, to make your educational experience more personalized. Take ownership of your life. Because if my life was a book and I was the author, how would I want my story to end?
But personalization doesn't necessarily mean making it all about yourself or making it all about your student. Personalization is having that connection and giving the student that passion to be able to learn and to understand what the teacher is teaching, right?
And for us right now, we know what we want, but we don't know how we're gonna get there. And that's what we need to do, because many people fear change. When we see that things are already set in stone and it's working well already, why change it? But they need to understand that it's not working for the generation right now, and that change is needed. We need to change the old-fashioned mindset and show them that we're ready for change, we got a vision, and we need to lay everything out and show them that this is how it's gonna work out. Don't be scared and follow along with us, it's gonna be okay.
I think we could focus more on mental health and just be more aware of what's going on and stuff like that.
How can you change the hope that most people have towards marks, towards them?
If you can't have passionate teachers, then how are you supposed to have passionate students?
I think Abbotsford could make their timetables less structured and allow for more personalization within their schools.
I think that the times for when you need to hand things in, your due dates, needs to be more flexible, because a lot of the time for me, I really struggle with math, so I need lots of time to think about it and learn about it.
I think our primary role is often seen as delivering curriculum and giving students skills and abilities, but I think the foundation of that is helping people uncover who they are. And unless you have a variety of opportunities for them, they can't discover who they are, which is so critical in building the hope for their dreams of the future.
Different school times, starting time, less emphasis on our grades, more collaboration between our administration and all of our schools and students to share our ideas that we think as students are best.
In talking to kids in apprenticeship programs and talking to kids at one of our more elite programs, the concerns are the same. Kids want passionate teachers, they want schools that give them a sense of community, they want less emphasis on marks, they want to learn things that matter to them. And that's common across the whole system, which is very exciting. So it gives us some really good ideas about where education ought to go. The ministry is making changes, the time is right, and we can all do that together.
Thank you for attending this year's conference on personalization.